Welcome back to the #1 home improvement YouTube channel in the entire world. Today, we start cutting. And that's all I've got to do in this bathroom is all the cut pieces. So a month or two ago, I was doing a tile backsplash job, and it was in a high rise, and I didn't have any electricity to plug in my saw. I used a device called the EcoFlow Delta 1300 to power this in a parking lot and to make my cuts. And a lot of people were asking, what the heck is that thing? Where did you get it? Where can I find one? And I didn't really give out any information because I was still testing it to see if it's going to work. Well, that same company came out with a smaller device. It's called the, what is this thing? The EcoFlow R600 Max. And I'm gonna kind of test it out, see if it powers the same saw. It's a lot less expensive, it's smaller, it's lighter. I don't have any water in here or load on it yet, but I will get to cutting outside. But I just wanted to see if it'll actually power this, because there's an initial surge when this electric motor kicks on. So it looks like it's going to power it with no problem. I'll get to this saw and EcoFlow later in the video. Most of the cuts are going to be made with this right here. Super fast way to make tile cuts without having to go outside, upstairs, out window wells. I'm setting mine up outside of a window. I've already cut those two pieces there, and the middle part is trash. Just going to scrap that. To make things go as fast as possible, here's what you do. You don't even use the tape measure. Put this up against the wall. You mark it. You bring it over here. And then you can just cut it right away. But what I'm going to do is set up this stop block here. So that's like that. Set these down. And flip it first of all. I don't really have a top bench up, so you just got some around. There's no mistake. One, two, three, four. Ooh, I get it. You guys slow this down, see what I'm saying? It's about 4x. On YouTube, you can slow down to 4 speed. So the extra speed. Hopefully I get it up here, and up there. Let's see, okay. Let's do this cut. Alright, here we go. 1, 2. That's not bad for how this is. Wait. The other side, this is what it is. Good on that, so go. There. Fuck, you bitch. Thanks for that. Get on fast, man. Broke my pen. Just do this right about. So what I'm going to do is take this tile all the way down there, see how close we are with that wall down yonder way. Hey, let's see down under here. So how many? All right. So I got a major bow in the wall here. A major. Oh my God, is it bleeding? Nice. This is the first tile I'll be cutting with the saw. It's because I got to cut this little corner here, the radius of the corner of the shower pan. So you can't use your tile cutter. probably make this angled cut right here, and I'll go quite a bit to the left of this line, and then I'll cut this one because I don't want things breaking or a crack. So cut it here and then there, and then I'll come work this radius with the wet saw. And we're gonna do it by battery power. All right, hopefully you can hear me over the air conditioner going over there. This is the wet saw plugged right into the EcoFlow. The bonus footage for this video is going to be back at the workshop where we're going to be putting this EcoFlow R600 Max to the test with different power tools. Just go over what the benefits are, if there are any shortcomings, and compare them against a couple others at different price points, different capacities. So if you're interested in these like I am, stay tuned, and yeah, we'll have some bonus footage. So all the cuts that I needed to make for the bathroom portion with the wet saw are done, and this thing is 71%, so it took 29% to do all the cuts. Everything is finally installed. Next, well, you'll just have to wait and see what's next. Not what you expect. Not what you expect. Welcome back to the workshop. I'm glad you stuck around. If you were like me, you have an interest in technology, innovative technology, like these things, like this little EcoFlow R600 Max, like the EcoFlow Delta, and heck, even the Honda generator, the 2000i. The old school. The reason I agreed to take all these is not to use them for tools, but I do use them for tools. They're best suited for your camper or camping, things like that. But there are other uses. And I think that's why they sent them to me. I'm not a van lifer. I don't live in a van or a camper. I have a lot of tools. Part of their marketing is to people who do home improvement, or in a natural disaster, the power's out and you got to board up your windows, or you've got to do repairs because a hurricane came through and ripped your front door off or something like that. But there's no electricity. And these things can power some power tools. The biggest use would be to charge batteries. To charge your batteries. That's what I use it for. This sits in my back seat and it charges batteries. These are always plugged in. They rotate in and out. So it does that just fine. It's a little overkill for charging simple personal devices. We're going to try to test it on tools because that's why they sent it to me. But what they didn't do is send me two of them. In their own marketing video, it says when you hook two of these together with a little jumper, you get your maximum power output, enough to power tools. And I even requested, I said, why don't you send me two of them so I can do an accurate review? They said, we don't have enough to go around. What's weird is they sent two of them to some van lifers, you know, those stinky van lifers, and they don't need two of them. We're going to try to power some tools with just one of them. Now they did spring for sending me the extended battery pack. This bottom section here, this part that says Max, that is detachable. The actual base unit is just this top part. So this bottom part gives you some extra battery, which is nice. Does add a little bit of weight, a little bit of size. I do highly encourage you to click the link in the description. It is an affiliate link. If you do buy one of these on their pre-order Kickstarter campaign, I get some sort of percentage. I don't even know what it is. But the real reason to click that link is to watch their promo video. It is hilarious. It is just straight up hilarious. Especially when they do the audio dubbing over the price points. They changed their pricing and they didn't reshoot that part. They just dubbed it over and it's hilarious. You got to go see it. This is the EcoFlow Delta. This is the first unit they sent me, and I'll be honest, I am in love with this thing. I love it. But not really for powering power tools, because it won't power my job site table saw. My little DeWalt won't power that, but it does power my air compressor. This here is my job site miter saw. Would easily power this. It's a smaller unit, easily carried around the job site. Don't use it for much more than just some baseboard and crown molding. So the Delta easily takes care of that, and the compressor. Will this little guy turn this pancake compressor on? Place your bets. It's working. I can't believe it, but it's working. We're drawing about 600 watts. This thing should kick off in a few seconds. I don't know if it's got enough. You can hear it struggling, not putting out enough electricity, but it is powering it. Okay, it's at about 90 psi. Once this gets to 100, 120 psi, that's when there's the most load on this, and it would probably kick that off. Another use that I could practically see someone using this for is to power some of these shop lights. And in fact, I have used them for this. When I'm working in a house that doesn't have electricity and I need a lot of light. You know, I've got a little LED DeWalt, I've got headlamps, but you want a lot of light and it's going to be for an extended period of time. You can easily plug these in and power them as well. It's only drawing 35 watts. This is LED. I've got a couple of these. In fact, I think I lost one of them, but these are pretty nice. These are Sandsea. You guys remember Sandsea? But 35 watts, this will run for 14 hours. You could do an entire workday with no electricity, you know, and being able to see with these lights. This is drawing 240 watts. You're going to get about 2-hour runtime with the max extension on these. I don't think very many people use these anymore. I just had it around and I thought I'd bring it out and show you that it does work. Woo! 500. What's interesting, this thing is drawing almost 600 watts. When this is fully charged, you could probably belt sand for about 30 minutes. But because it's running close to 600 watts, I'm not sure how long it would take until this thing powered it off, you know, got overloaded. Now, if they had sent me 2 of them with the jumper, like in their promo video when they're using power tools, it would probably work a lot better. We're going to do the little miter saw. We're actually going to cut wood with it. Oh, this tastes so good. My green tea latte out of the most manly tool mug you can get. Just want to see if it'll even power it. What's interesting, on both this saw and the belt sander, you can hear it increase in power in like 3 steps. It goes boom, boom, boom. No problems at all cutting with this little chop saw. It's kind of also surprising. Now, if they had 2 of them hooked together, your capacity might even be able to power a larger chop saw. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to take it over to my shop chop saw and see what it does. Okay, we're all plugged in. Not kicking it on. That's it for this video. go check the link in the description and see if this is something you would be interested in purchasing. I do like it. That's why I made this video, is because I wanted this thing. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think of these gizmos. Are they useful? Do you think they're useful for anything related to home improvement? I do like having this one or this one in the back of my truck so that I can always plug in these batteries. I have a power inverter in my truck that is built into it, but it's only like 400 watts. So if you were to put 2 of these like on a power strip plugged into the plug in the truck, now you'd be getting close to maxing out what it can do. That's all. Goodbye.